Hello and welcome to IBP Immigration Law's Guide to Your Naturalization Interview. I'm Immigration Attorney Ingrid Perez. I'm here to walk you through what you can expect during the naturalization process to become a U.S. citizen. Let's get started. So you decided to apply for U.S. citizenship. Congratulations. I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen myself, and I remember how excited I was to become a U.S. citizen. I actually had my interview at Federal Plaza in New York City, and it was a great experience. But listen, I was nervous. It's immigration we're talking about after all, and anytime you're dealing with immigration, it's a nerve-wracking experience. But once you become a U.S. citizen, you're done. No more dealing with USCIS. So let that be your motivation to become a U.S. citizen. This video is meant to help you have a great experience becoming a U.S. citizen, help you overcome your anxieties, and move forward with an application. This is not legal advice, it's just a guide. So the first step to that positive immigration experience is to first make sure that you are in fact eligible to become a U.S. citizen. And the basic eligibility requirements are that you are a permanent resident for 5 years or 3 years before filing if you're filing as the spouse of a U.S. citizen. You must have been physically present in the United States for the majority of that time. You also need to be a person of good moral character, which means you pay your taxes, you pay your child support, you don't have a disqualifying criminal conviction. Things like that. You must also be at least 18 years old at the time of filing, and you must be living in the place where you are applying for at least 90 days. Okay, so when I prepare an N-400 application for my clients, I make sure to review and correctly complete the application form. I make sure to correct any mistakes, review it over and over, and submit the application along with the required fees to the appropriate location. You need 2 passport-style photos taken. Gather all the necessary documents and evidence at the time of submission. I keep a copy of everything that I submit, and this is so important. I do this for all of my clients, and you should too. After you submit your application and USCIS accepts it, you're going to get a receipt notice that confirms that USCIS has received your application and that you are now in process. And remember, if you move during the application process, you must notify USCIS of your new address. Next, you'll be asked to attend a biometrics appointment for your fingerprints, photo, and your signature. This helps USCIS perform a background check on you. Make sure you bring your permanent resident card, the appointment notice, and a second form of ID like a driver's license or a passport to the appointment. As a part of this process, see if you can get any study materials to help you prepare for the English and civics tests. Sometimes USCIS has them, but if not, you can find study materials online completely for free. I suggest start studying early. You want to be prepared and ready to answer all those questions, especially those civics questions on the day of your exam. Let's talk about your interview. During the interview, an officer will ask you questions about your application and background. You'll be tested on your English and understanding of U.S. history and government. I tell my clients to review the N-400 application form to become familiar and comfortable with the questions they were going to be asked. You want to make sure to arrive on time at the USCIS office for your interview and with all required documentation, including your interview notice and any relevant passports or travel documents and your green card that you've had since becoming a permanent resident. Read the interview notice carefully. Collect the documents they ask you to bring the night before so you can be prepared. I tell my clients to collect their original civil documents, but keeping in mind though that we would have already provided copies of all their documents with the application. You're just taking the originals with you in case the officer asks to see them. At the naturalization interview, you will be placed under oath and you must answer all questions truthfully. I tell my clients that if they don't understand something, ask the officer for clarification. Don't just make up answers. Just ask for clarification and answer truthfully. You'll also have the English and civics test. The officer will ask you 10 questions and you have to get 6 correct answers to pass the civics portion of the test. You'll also have to write a simple sentence in English to test your basic knowledge of the English language. If you pass and the officer approves your application, you'll move on to taking the oath of allegiance, which is the final step to becoming a U.S. citizen. Keep in mind, you're not a U.S. citizen officially until you've taken the oath of allegiance at a naturalization ceremony. At the ceremony, you will surrender your green card, answer questions on a Form N-445, take the oath of allegiance, and receive your certificate of naturalization. Congratulations are in order once you've completed the oath and received your certificate. As a new U.S. citizen, you can enjoy expanded rights and responsibilities. You can register to vote, you can get a U.S. passport, and you can petition your eligible family members for a green card. You can petition your parents, your spouse, children, siblings for a green card. I tell my clients to get this done and get your family members in line for a green card as soon as possible. I can certainly help you with this. My contact information is in my bio. You can reach out to me. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content. This is Ingrid Perez from IBP Immigration Law signing off. Best of luck to your journey to U.S. citizenship.